Hello there, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I am going to be making a cabin hotel in The Sims 4. Yes, we do not have actual hotels yet, but you can rent a vacation home for up to 7 days, and I made this vacation home look like a hotel to the best of my abilities. First, we're starting off in the front area where there are horseshoe throwing paddles, a bonfire, and you can see we're working on the swimming pool right now. Most of the hotels on the inside are based off of hotel rooms I've stayed in real life, so we are just going to be finishing up this pool, going to be adding some tile and heading back to the lounge area up above, going to be adding some pool chairs, and I do add some towels and a table with drinks on it, and you'll see that later on in the video, the drinks anyway. I didn't have pack restrictions for this build, but I did go kind of pack random, as in these packs that I use don't really go together in a way. I am using the outdoor retreat pack, the tiny living pack, the snowy escape pack, and the for rent pack, and it don't really go together a whole lot, but I tried to make it work, and I wanted it to like have certain features like an ice machine, and but we don't have ice machines, so I had to improvise with these food dispensers that came with the snowing escape pack. And then another random thing I wanted to use to make it more realistic is these electrical boxes and the storage area behind the ice maker area. And so we are going into our first apartment, or the first unit of the hotel. So I wanted to have this first hotel have a Murphy bed and then a private living room in the back. So this can sleep up to 4 Sims. And I was imagining that this could possibly be for a family. This could possibly be for a 5 day stay. There's a very tiny kitchen, but there is a dining space in this unit. So we are going to be working on the kitchen area. It is a very small kitchen, so there is just the necessities. And speaking of necessities, there is a fire alarm, so if there are any fires in the hotel, the fire alarm will put it out for you. So we are just going to be adding the dining table area now, and going to be trying to find a good chair. I didn't want to have anything too tall or too wide, so I used these ones from the base game, and the table is also from the base game. So now we're just going to be adding some things on the walls and in the little cubbies. And I feel like this part was kind of the hardest in each unit because I wanted it to feel personal, but I wanted it to also feel kind of generic. And so we are just going to be adding a chair in the corner and going to be trying to use a few items from the tiny living pack just to kind of help fill in some of these corners. I do try to use a good amount of the items from a pack when I am using packs, so we are just going to be adding some curtains. I do also have an air conditioning unit under the windows because that's what I'm used to seeing in hotels, is the air conditioning unit is right underneath the window for some reason. I wish I knew why that was a thing, but since it is a thing, I just decided to go with it. So we are going to be adding a few things next to the air conditioning. I felt like having a shoe rack was a good idea because their Sims are probably going to be doing a lot of hiking and fishing out here, and so having a like proper area for your shoes just felt like a good and realistic idea. So now we're just going to be doing a little bit of kitchen rearranging. I wanted to add a dishwasher into this unit, and now we are in the bathroom space. So we are just going to be making this bathroom kind of separated. So there's like a big sink and shower area, and then there is a private sink and toilet area off of this room, which might seem a little bit unnecessary because still only one sim could like occupy this bathroom area, but I wanted to pull some inspiration from another hotel room I've stayed in where the sink and alright, the toilet had a private area and then like the shower had a private area and they both had like a vanity in each room, so I wanted to do something similar to that. And I do another version of this concept in another unit, which I will point out. But first, we're just going to be finishing up this unit. Now we are in the private bedroom area. I was imagining that this could work well with like a family, like the kids could be on the Murphy bed, and then the parents would be in this private room area. And I wanted to add some suitcases because that just seemed really realistic. These are from the Growing Together expansion pack, and kind of like what I was saying earlier, just kind of like one of those random things where I wanted it to feel realistic, even though it's like, why can't this be in the base game and everybody have access to it? So we are just going to be adding some art on the walls and going to be adding a mirror on the side of the dresser. Oh, no, sorry, I'm getting that mixed up with another room. This mirror actually goes on the wall, so we are just going to be adding some lights. And I do reuse this bed a few times in the video. I'm pretty sure it's in every single room, and that's because I feel like hotels like to keep their rooms very similar, just like some different colors from one room to another. So we are just going to be making a little seating space and going into this bedroom's private bathroom where there is a shower, a sink, and a private toilet area. So I wanted to originally have like 4 units in this first level, but then when I realized that, oh, I should have like a like warehouse or like maintenance area, I decided to make this unit a little bit bigger and have a private bedroom space off of the main living area. So we are just going to be adding a few towels, trying to find like the towel that I feel like would be in this space. I was going to use ones from the Growing Together, but I decided to use those outside on the pool area because they looked more like beach towels. So we are just going to be finishing up this bathroom, and I do know that is technically shampoo and conditioner, but I wanted it to look like the like lotion and like hand soap were like attached to the wall, so there's like no stealing. But we are now in the middle unit, which is a smaller size. So I was imagining that this unit would be like rented out for only like a few days, but it does have a doorway to the far right apartment where there is a bigger living space. So maybe the family is very large that's staying in this hotel. Maybe it's like a family reunion. And so, like, the kids are in this middle unit, or I guess I should say kids and teens are in this middle unit. And then, like, their parents are in the other unit on the right side. So we are going to be adding another chair in the corner, and each unit does have an air conditioning unit thing underneath the window. So now we're just going to be looking for a picture to put above the beds, and I decided to go for more of a mural, and this is from the Snowy Escape pack. So we are just going to be adding a few more like woodland, not woodland, but like woodsy items into this room, and going to be heading into the bathroom of this unit, I think. Or is this the bathroom I've skipped on accident? I think this might be the unit of the bathroom I skipped. So we are just now going into the bigger area, and like I said, this was probably like for the parents and then their kid and teen or whoever can be staying in the middle unit, because there's a door connecting these two units. So we are going to be adding a kitchen first of all into this area, and this is the bathroom where I separated the bathtub and the toilet, so it's like easier for your Sims to get ready in a day. And with the other unit having two bedrooms or two beds and one bathroom, it made sense that, like, since they're family, possibly, that they would be comfortable coming into this unit to, like, use the bathroom if the other one is being occupied. So we are just going to be adding a little dining space and going into the private bedroom for this unit. And I feel like having so many swatches is kind of a good exercise of like, okay, how many times can I use this bed without it being obvious? So maybe it is obvious since I'm talking through it and I pointed it out earlier, but hopefully it just like keeps that like woodsy feel throughout the hotel. So we are going to be adding some lamps onto the table and some decorations onto the dresser. This is just a very simple bedroom, and I feel like I mentioned this before, but I tried to keep this area pretty simple because like I don't feel like hotels are like homes, obviously, where there are like family pictures on the walls. I tried to keep it very neutral area in all of these rooms or all of these units. So we are going to be adding some suitcases and going to be adding a standing mirror. So we are now in the bathroom, and then we're going to be heading to the second level of this hotel unit. I guess technically it would be a motel because it's like two levels. I don't know if it would be considered a hotel or a motel. I don't know the difference, but we are just going to be adding some final details into the bathroom before we head up to the second level. And I feel like this bathroom is pretty easy because I just kind of copied and pasted. So now we are on the second level, and I'm only going to be showing you the left side apartment or unit because it's very similar to the other two. So this is bigger because I was originally planning on these units being three on the second level, and so they ended up being a little bit bigger, but this was good because there was a room for a desk and a dining room area, and these units do have a larger kitchen area. So we are just going to be kind of like just like placing these items down, finding a good color swatch, but then I kind of do a little bit of rearranging in a little bit. So just wanted to add a TV combo, but then I'm like, you know what, this just doesn't feel woodsy enough, and so I end up using a normal TV with a dresser underneath, which I feel like is a layout I've seen a lot in my own hotel room stays, and I feel like I should probably preference. I don't go on hotel trips a lot. I feel like it's really just like 1 to 2 days and maybe like a week if it's a family reunion. So we are just going to be now decorating the kitchen in this back area, and these units also have bigger bathrooms, but there's no like separation of the toilet with the shower. So I do add a tea kettle because that's something I've seen a lot in hotel rooms. I don't use it, but I've seen like a coffee making area. Also don't use it, but I wanted it to feel realistic, and with this being a bigger kitchen area, I couldn't do it in the downstairs, and so I wanted to make sure that there was a space up here in the bigger area. So we are just going to be now in the bathroom area, and I wanted to use these nice shower tub combos from the Growing Together pack, especially because some of these swatches do have a like grippy sticky stuff on the bottom, and so I'm like, okay, this is like realistic. If the hotel doesn't want them to be sued, then they can like have like the hotel like the grippiness of the bathtubs. So we are just going to be finishing up this video. We're getting close to the screenshots, and I do just want to mention that some of the bathrooms I forgot to add certain things, but when I was taking screenshots, I couldn't like go into build mode to like edit it, because when you're on a vacation lot, you can't edit it while your sim is on that vacation. So hopefully I remember to update those items, but we are just going to be finishing up all of these areas. Going to be adding a dining room area or a dining table into this unit, going to be finishing up. So if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit that like button. It's a very easy way to help my videos get out there to more people. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me. I am so grateful for those who have already hit the button. And if you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. And I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!